Hi there, fifth and sixth graders. I say fifth and sixth graders because you guys are actually going to be working on the same thing this week. So we are going to get started with a little bit of a warm up. It's actually kind of a tongue twister, something to get us ready to make some music. So in our lessons, normally what's going to happen is we'll do a little bit of singing together. We'll do a little bit of moving around, and then we will do some rhythm practice together at the end. And the whole thing should only take about 15 or 20 minutes for you to watch and follow along with. And then at the end, there is going to be a small assignment for you to submit on Flipgrid, kind of similar to what you guys did with your practicing last week when you did your week 1 stuff. So I am going to move the camera so you can see me at the piano here. And this little warm-up actually comes from the Dr. Seuss alphabet book, if you guys remember reading that as a younger kid. And we're going to do the M1. So the M1 is many mumbling mice. Say that. Many mumbling mice are making midnight music in the moonlight. Try saying that. That's a mouthful. Are making midnight music in the moonlight. And then at the end, we say mighty nice. So let me just sing it for you once so you can see how it goes. If you are a sixth grader from Walkerton and you were in choir, you might remember doing this last year. I think we maybe even taught it to the whole class one time. But if not, just listen and follow along the first time and then join in when you feel like you know it. And since this is a tongue twister, we will start going faster and faster. Here we go. Many mumbling mice are making midnight music in the moonlight. Mighty nice. Many mumbling mice are making midnight music in the moonlight. Mighty nice. Many mumbling mice are making midnight music in the moonlight. Mighty nice. Many mumbling mice are making midnight music in the moonlight. Mighty nice. Many mumbling mice are making midnight music in the moonlight. Mighty nice. Many mumbling mice are making midnight music in the moonlight. Mighty nice. Many mumbling mice are making midnight music in the moonlight. Mighty nice. One more. Many mumbling mice are making midnight music in the moonlight. Mighty nice. I wonder how many of you made it all the way to the end with me. And that's something that you'll probably keep getting better and better at the more you practice. So the cool thing about having our videos recorded like this is if you want to go back and do something again, you can always just back up the video and practice again or sing it again if you want to. I'm going to keep moving on though. I'm going to teach you guys a simple song. And this simple song is actually in a different language. It is in Spanish. So some of you already know this about me, and for some of you, this is new information. So for those of you who don't know, when I was in college, I lived in the country of Peru for a while. And in Peru, Spanish is the language that is spoken for the most part. Some people know a little bit of English, and there are some different indigenous languages too. That would be like Native American groups that live down there. They have their own languages as well. But this song is in Spanish. It might be one that you have heard before. But it is one that I learned when I was teaching kids down there. So I'm going to teach it to you, and I'm going to play it on my ukulele. I also have a map here for those of you who don't know where Peru is in the world. I don't know how well you can see that, but up here is North America. That's the continent that we live on, right? Down here is South America, and Peru is right on the coast here. Make sure I'm pointing at the right thing. It's right here on the coast. It is next to Bolivia and Brazil and also Ecuador. So that's the country that we're talking about. And this is where I learned this song. So the song is called La Cucaracha, and a cucaracha is the Spanish word for a cockroach. So I would like to invite you to listen while I sing to you one time. Here's how the song goes. La cucaracha, ya no puede caminar, porque no tiene, porque le falta las dos patitas de atrás. La cucaracha, ya no puede caminar, porque no tiene, porque le falta las dos patitas de atrás. So if you didn't catch on, I sang the same words 2 times in a row. I would like to teach you guys those words, and to help me out with that, I have my stop and go sign here, which you're going to see sometimes during our music lesson video. So if you see stop, that means just listen. And if you see go, that means it's your turn. Speak or sing after me. So we're just going to work on the words right now since it's in Spanish, and I will tell you what the words mean kind of as we go along. So the first words are la cucaracha. Say that. La cucaracha. And then we say that another time. La cucaracha. So that means the cockroach, like I told you. The next part is ya no puede. Say that. Ya no puede caminar. Caminar. Okay, hopefully you were able to say that. So if we put that together, it's ya no puede caminar. And notice how I'm kind of flipping my R's instead of saying like we do in English. If you can't roll or flip your R's, just make kind of a D sound with your tongue, okay? So ya no puede caminar. Say that. Okay? ¿Por qué? Oh, and by the way, the last part means the cucaracha can't walk. Okay? So now we're on to the next part. Porque no tiene. Say that. Porque no tiene. Porque le falta. Porque le falta. Okay, so that means because it doesn't have, because it's missing las dos patitas de atrás. So that means because it's missing, because it doesn't have the 2 back legs. It's 2 back feet. That's why it can't walk. So let's practice the words one more time, and then we're going to try it with singing. La cucaracha, la cucaracha. Ya no puede caminar. Porque no tiene, porque le falta las dos patitas de atrás. Okay, let's add in the singing this time. So I will leave a space for you to repeat after me. Here we go. La cucaracha, la cucaracha. Ya no puede caminar. Porque le falta, porque no tiene las dos patitas de atrás. And you know what? We're going to going to do that one more time because I realized as I was going along, I switched around some of the words. So let's try it one more time like that. I'm leaving space for you to echo me, and then we will move on to the next part of our little virtual lesson here. La cucaracha, la cucaracha. Ya no puede caminar. Porque no tiene, porque le falta las dos patitas de atrás. All right. I can't hear you guys, but I am trusting that you all were doing your best work, so I'm sure that you sounded awesome. So now we are going to do something a little bit different. I can't even remember if my 5th and 6th graders did this last year or not, but so this may be something new for all of you. This is just a different way that we can experience music, and we are going to be making kind of a PE connection, kind of a gym class connection here. So we are going to be using our bodies to do some movement, and we're eventually going to be using what we know, what we learn, to kind of help us to interpret some different musical ideas. But for right now, we're just kind of getting familiar with things. So the first thing that we learn is how to be inside the bubble. So you may have heard people talk about having a bubble of personal space before. This is kind of the same idea, okay? So your bubble of space is somewhere in the room, or maybe you take your Chromebook outside to do this if you don't have a lot of space in your house where you are. I'm in the music room by myself right now, so I have plenty of space. But you're going to find a spot either outside or inside, whatever works for you. And your feet are going to stay in the same spot, which, let's see, I don't know, you can't see my feet really well right now, but my feet are going to stay in the same spot. And then the top part of my body should be able to twist and move around pretty freely. So as you can see, I have some stuff sitting here behind me. So I'm going to take a couple steps forward to make sure that I am not bumping into anything or knocking anything over. So in your bubble of space, you should be able to spread out your arms, and you should be able to, no matter which way you turn, not bump into anything or bump into another person. Okay, so this is, I'm just going to let you know, this is what you are going to send me a video of a little bit later. We are going to practice painting the inside of our bubble. So I'd like you to imagine for a moment that you have a paintbrush in each hand, okay? And you are going to imagine with me that you are painting kind of like a sphere all the way around you. Hopefully you know what a sphere is from math class, right? It's a three-dimensional shape, three-dimensional object. So make sure that you are covering every inch of your bubble with your paintbrush, and you can really make it whatever color you want to. You can put up Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles wallpaper if you want to. You can paint rainbows on your bubble walls. Doesn't matter. Just make sure you're getting all the way down to the floor, all the way up to the ceiling. And my feet are not moving at all. I'm just using my upper body right now. Okay? So once you've done that, once you practice that for a second, we are going to do a little activity using our bubble space. And this is an opportunity for you. If you have a jump rope at home, this would be a great time to get it out. If you don't have a jump rope, no worries. I'm going to show you what to do even without a jump rope. So there's a little rhyme here, and I'm going to have you repeat after me to learn it. Cinderella thinks she's cute. All she wears is a bathing suit. If you can count to 22, there's one more turn awaiting you. So this is a jump rope game, actually, and usually you would need three people to play it. So you would have two people holding each end of the jump rope, and then one person in the middle jumping back and forth over the rope. So if you want to try and do that with your family members, if you have enough people at home with you right now, you can try it and let me know how it goes. But if you're just working on this by yourself, I'll show you what to do, because you can also do this just with one person. So we are going to keep the beat by hopping with our jump rope like this, okay? And you can do kind of fake jump ropes with me if you want to. That's kind of like, sometimes people do this as part of their workout too. So it's good exercise. It is helping us kind of internalize the steady beat, okay? So say this along with me. You can jump along with me. Here we go. And then at the end, we are actually going to count to 22. Okay, so here we go. 1, 2, ready, go. Cinderella thinks she's cute. All she wears is a bathing suit. If you can count to 22, there's one more turn awaiting you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. So the idea is you have to jump back and forth across the jump rope without tripping, without stopping the jump rope. And if you get to 22, then that person would get to go again. So try it out. If you try it with a real jump rope, let me know how it goes. But that's kind of our little beat keeping activity for today. So before we go, I have a couple little songs that I want to teach you. And these are having to deal with our different rhythms that we are learning. So the first one is called Charlie's Neat. I'm going to sing it for you one time. Let me find my note here. Okay. Charlie's neat and Charlie's sweet. Charlie, he's a dandy. Charlie, he's the very lad that stole my striped candy. Over the river to feed my sheep. Over the river, Charlie. Over the river to feed my sheep and measure up my barley. So this is kind of a song about a sheep herder. Echo after me this time, and I would like you to use your singing voice, please. Charlie's neat and Charlie's sweet. Charlie, he's a dandy. Charlie, he's the very lad that... Did you get that on the end there? I'm doing that for a specific reason, and that's going to make more sense to you later. Let's try that one again, because that one sometimes catches people by surprise. Charlie, he's the very lad that stole my striped candy. Over the river to feed my sheep. Over the river, Charlie. Over the river to feed my sheep and measure up my barley. Okay, hopefully you made it to the end of the song with me. And in the last line, there was another one of those weird little spots where there was a word kind of thrown on the end. Over the river to feed my sheep and... It sounds weird, but again, we're going to learn a little bit later on why that is, okay? So I have one more song to teach you, and then we are going to do a tiny bit of rhythm practice before we end our lesson for the day. So this one is All Around the Cobbler's Bench, or Pop Goes the Weasel. This is a pretty well-known song that younger kids sometimes learn. So I'm hoping that this one is a little bit familiar to you. That's why I chose it, because it's a little bit easier to learn this stuff when we're using a song that we have heard before. Okay, so I'll sing it once, you sing it after me once. And I need to get my notes here from the piano. Okay, here we go. All around the cobbler's bench, the monkey chased the weasel. The monkey thought 'twas all in fun. Pop goes the weasel. A penny for a spool of thread, a penny for a needle. That's the way the money goes. Pop goes the weasel. That's the whole song. Repeat after me this time. All around the cobbler's bench, the monkey chased the weasel. The monkey thought 'twas all in fun. Pop goes the weasel. A penny for a spool of thread, a penny for a needle. That's the way the money goes. Pop goes the weasel. Great. And now we are going to practice some of these rhythm patterns. And this, I don't know, North Liberty kids, if you have talked about this the same way or if this is something new. But this hopefully is a tiny bit of a review and a tiny bit of something new. So my 5th and 6th graders have learned ta and toddy, and then ta and taki-da. We are going to add something new, which is a ta-da. Okay, so notice I didn't say ta-da, because that sounds a little too much like a toddy, right? So ta-da has that really stretched out ta and then just a short da on the end. Repeat after me, please. Taki-da ta-da, taki-da ta. Say it. Good, and notice how I'm swaying back and forth. I'm also keeping track of the beats on my fingers. So those are ways to help put it in your body, to help you kind of keep track of what we're doing. It makes it easier. Let's try another. Ta-da, 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 ta. Try it. Ta-da, taki-da, ta-da, ta. Say it. Taki-da, taki-da, ta-da, ta. Ta-da, ta-da, taki-da, ta. Ta-da, taki-da, ta-da, ta-da. And that is the one. Did you hear that ta-da, ta-da? Does that ring a bell for you? It should sound familiar. It should sound like something we just practiced that I said, hey, watch out. This is kind of weird. Hopefully you're starting to notice some of this stuff. We have 2 more to practice, and then I will remind you what your assignment is. Okay, let's try number 7. Ta, 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 da, ta. Go. Last one. Ta, da, taki, da, ta. Good. I hope you stuck it out with me all the way through number 8. So just a reminder, you do have a short, tiny little Flipgrid assignment. Thank you for watching and participating along with me today. Your Flipgrid assignment, again, is to just show me a quick video of you painting your bubble space. I want to see what that looks like. And guys, if you ever want your Flipgrid video to stay private so that everybody else can't see it, send me a message and I can hide it from the grid. So if that's something that that would make you feel more comfortable, just let me know. Send me a quick Canvas message and I'm happy to do that for you. So take care, everybody, and I will see you again next week.